Giving away your last meal looks saintly, yet from a survival standpoint, it can feel idiotic. Today we unpack, with data, why a humble villager's reckless-looking generosity is actually a high expected value move. We'll clarify what karma truly means in Indian philosophy, reveal 3 measurable payoffs Mohan triggered: psychological, social, and occasionally material, and finish with a Harvard study that puts an exact ROI on no-strings kindness. Stay to the end. The number beats most index funds. First, why didn't the universe wire Mohan an instant lottery ticket? Because classical texts, from the Bhagavad Gita to early Buddhist canons, describe karma as an action-consequence continuum that plays out across long horizons, not a cosmic vending machine. Drop the immediate cashback expectation and you remove cognitive dissonance. Instead, think probability. Good seeds raise the odds of favorable future conditions, often through indirect social feedback loops. With instant payoff off the table, why bother? Start with the short-term psychological dividend. The moment Mohan handed over his final 2 rotis, his brain registered 2 deposits modern scanners can measure. First, a helper's high. Oxytocin and endorphins spiked to levels comparable with a 30-minute jog. Second, subjective well-being jumped roughly a quarter of a standard deviation, the same happiness bump researchers get by doubling a person's income. Evolution baked this in. Mood uplift strengthens group bonds, raising survival odds for everyone, including the giver. The biochemical receipt continues after the act. Lower cortisol, improved sleep markers, stronger immune response. Feel-good chemistry is nice, but compounding accelerates when other humans, not neurotransmitters, enter the ledger. Within a day of the Golden Bowl incident, half the village circled Mohan's hut. Game theory calls this the reciprocity norm plus reputation scoring. When bystanders witness uncalculated generosity, trust toward the giver jumps about 40% in lab trials. Network centrality increases, funneling future favors, job offers, and protection toward the high trust node. A 2006 Harvard study of rural Indian households found that families who provided visible, no strings, help earned back 2.7 times the original value in informal support within 12 months, a net 170% return. Even if the bowl never appeared, Mohan's household now sits at the center of a safety web stronger than any bank balance. So generosity pays, if you survive today. Blanket giving leads to burnout. Zero giving yields zero network. The sweet spot is a 2-step filter Mohan and Sunita accidentally followed. 1. Budgeted altruism. Allocate a fixed micro slice of time, food, or money, never the entire pot. 2. High leverage acts. Choose gestures that cost you little yet. Deliver high relief to the receiver. A meal when you have 2 rotis. 5 minutes of skilled help. Research shows these moves create the steepest trust gain per unit spent, protecting the giver while lifting the recipient. Karma, then, is not magic. It is compound interest on pro-social behavior. Mohan's 2 roti cashed in neurochemical joy, social insurance, and yes, a shiny bowl. Budget your slice, give it freely, and let network effects do the heavy lifting. Comment 1 low-cost, high-impact act you'll test today, and subscribe for more evidence-based breakdowns of ancient wisdom. Mohan's choice rippled outward faster than word of a monsoon discount at the bazaar. The same afternoon, a neighbor who had watched the sage leave brought a bundle of firewood so the righteous house stays warm. Another arrived with a jar of goat's milk for the couple who fed a stranger while their own stomachs sang. No one mentioned the golden bowl. They simply mirrored the impulse they had witnessed. This is indirect reciprocity in action. When people imitate or reward altruism they observe, the whole group prospers. Anthropologists record it in every continent. Visible kindness functions like an open-source code that others download instantly. Economists add a currency layer. In 2018, researchers tracking 346 Indian villages after a drought found households remembered exactly who shared grain or water during the shortage. For the next 3 years, lenders offered those remembered givers softer loan terms, 0.5% lower interest, 0 collateral on small sums. The cumulative savings outweighed the value of the original gifts by 3 to 1. Mohan's rotis were small, but the mental ledger in his community is elephantine. It never forgets, and it repays with interest. Yet the sweetest payoff is internal. That night, after the last visitor left, Mohan and Sunita sat under a sky rinsed clean by evening wind. The golden bowl glimmered between them, but their conversation was about the visitors, the laughter, the sudden sense of circumference, how their small yard felt larger because it was now a node in a living net. Psychologists call this moral coherence, the deep, steady knowledge that your behavior aligns with your values. MRI studies show it activates the same reward circuitry as food or love, but the glow lasts weeks instead of minutes. Sunita pressed Mohan's hand and admitted, "The shelves are still bare, yet the house feels full." That feeling is wealth redefined, security built not on stored grain, but on stored trust. The practical takeaway: you can replicate the Mohan model tomorrow morning without waiting for saffron-robed sages. Allocate your kindness budget first, say 5% of today's calories, time, or cash. Next, target high-leverage deliveries. Share the extra sandwich you packed, offer the seat, send the thank you email that costs nothing but lifts someone's afternoon. Then let visibility do its work. Perform the act where at least one witness can mentally log your reliability. Over a year, those micro-deposits compound into a reputation account that pays unexpected dividends. Introductions, collaborations, last-minute help when your own crop fails. And if the golden bowl never arrives, you still collect the biochemical joy, the social embedding, the sleep-deepening peace of congruent living. Those returns are guaranteed. The universe's bookkeeping may be slow, but your neural books balance nightly. So the parable ends where it began, in a modest kitchen where two rotis once sat. Only now the walls echo with yesterday's laughter, the scent of shared milk, the unspoken promise that tomorrow's hunger will be sliced thinner because more hands are holding the knife. Karma is simply the name we give that echo, traveling forward until it circles back disguised as coincidence, community, or coin. Invest accordingly.